All right, hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Market Trading. I'm your host, Vays. Coming to you live on this Monday morning. It's a great morning because the price of Bitcoin is up, and we are gonna go straight to the charts. Let's go straight to the Bitcoin chart. It's a new week, so let's take a look at where we are on a monthly perspective. On a monthly perspective, we are right where we should be. This was one of the two paths I put together in the beginning of the year. I had a slightly more bullish path in the early stages, which would have taken us close to the prior swing highs of 50, 60,000, and then pull back into the halving. That clearly did not occur. We are following the more slow path towards the halving. So this means that the lows are probably in on this, $20,000 range. We should get out of this $20,000 range very soon, and then we'll, struggle into the halving. And either way, I am looking at a low $30,000 price going into the end of year and into the halving. I like that the CMF on this chart is slowly approaching the zero bound. Let's take a look at the weekly chart now. The weekly chart is giving us a green star candle, but we have plenty of resistance coming up in the area of the breakdown of $27,000. More like $28,000. So it's great. We had an MRI reversal, which is perfect. I was hoping we would get a little bit lower. I was hoping we'd get the perfect buying opportunity at a lower low. It turned out to be a double bottom. I don't like double bottoms. We have a double bottom perspective where the intra-week low is at a double bottom and the weekly close is at a double bottom. Personally, I really do not like these chart patterns of clean double bottoms. Now, are they a buying opportunity? Yes, for some. It is not really a buying opportunity for me, but the MRI buy in combination of that does make it an MRI buy possibility for a bullish trade. And this is why our current candle, if I drop the candles, you can see how the short-term moving average has crossed above the intermediate term moving average, and we know that the next candle will cause the intermediate moving average to start to rise. This is where I am perfectly comfortable in getting back into the bullish trade, just for 20%. The moment these moving averages cross, so I'm going to put it right there. It sucks that we have to go in and out of all these positions. Where am I going to put this? This often, but it is what it is. We had no choice. Everything was looking bearish. We started cutting our position way near the top, and I want to be in 100% before we get back to this less than 80% area. Okay, so this is an opportunity to slowly get back into the bull market, and the moment the moving averages start to cross, or the price starts to cross the long-term moving average, we should be in a 100% bullish position, similar to what you see right here. And it will probably be at approximately the same price level. This is a very frustrating environment because it is ups and downs. It's not allowing us to directly make a nice big chunk on a continuous upswing. We were able to do it over here for a little while, but it didn't go really high enough for us to really capitalize. This was still a very, very short upswing. Historically, when Bitcoin goes up into a bullish trend, it can stay that way for a while, and that is basically the goal of entering into a 100% bullish position, either here, or unfortunately right here at the top, for those that missed the prior opportunities where all the moving averages were rising and they were above each other. At the moving average crossover, I know there's still a long time to go in this candle, but I really liked how we were exiting this weekend. The MRI buy completed in a clean way, and now we're going to bring the price back. And we can see that these moving averages crossed over earlier this morning, which would allow anyone to enter a 20% bullish position. I'm going to stay very, very cautious because there is a mountain of resistance at the $28,000 area. By the time Bitcoin makes it to 29,000, we would be 100% invested in Bitcoin, looking for a move from the $28,000 area all the way into, an extra zero there. Vays.com, check it out for your on-demand videos and also the MRI indicator. The financial summit is only 6 weeks away. Hey guys, I don't really utilize email as an advertising mechanism, but I will. So those of you that are watching, if I have your email, if you've gave it to me in the past through the Tone Vays website, I'll be just shooting off an email about the events. Please keep an eye on your spam over the next week. If it doesn't end up in your spam, just move it to your inbox. And then I don't spam often. I don't like to spam people, as you guys know. I don't even like to post ads on this channel, nor advertise. So throw that email into your inbox, and then every couple of months, you may get an email from me about some announcements. Unconfiscatable, coming to Las Vegas in December, downtown Fremont Street. Join us at the next event. Carnivory dinner tickets are going fast, so you may want to get one before they're sold out. Conference tickets as well. We have a few extra of those though. Please follow the Financial Summit. We are almost up to our goal of 1,000 subscribers. That is our goal. Our goal is 1,000 subscribers by end of year. It's our goal I think we can reach. And once we have 1,000 subscribers, then we can probably force YouTube to stop forcing ads on our videos. Oh, let's take a look at some news. The Fin Summit handle. News came out this morning. Let's review. Let's see what's going on in the world. U.S. bond yields had an overnight data glitch. That's interesting. Not really familiar with what that glitch was, but data glitches are common. They're not a big deal unless your trades got executed off of them, and then it's a problem. And this is why I'm still weary of automated mechanical trading. U.S. Treasuries are more volatile than gold. I'm not surprised. U.S. Treasuries to me, is one of the most dangerous assets at this moment in history. U.S. Treasuries has been one of the safest assets in history for the last 20, 30, 40 years, but not since the current administration. Guys, it's hard for most people to believe how much I dislike the current government of the United States. And if that government is to be reelected, I think the United States will collapse completely sooner than later. I already had a pessimistic view of the United States continuing its path. But again, if you read the links to Martin Armstrong sites about historical collapses of superpowers like Rome and Greece and many others, more recent ones, Portugal, Spain, Amsterdam, UK. These collapses happen quickly, and they happen because the wrong person's in charge. The collapse of a superpower is generally a political event, and I cannot think of the more perfect American president that would create the collapse of the United States than a re-election of our current president. Dollar bullish bets rise before Wednesday's Fed announcement. Yes, The Fed will be announcing their interest rate non-change coming up this Wednesday. That is pretty certain. And yeah, I am bullish on the dollar. I've been bullish on the dollar for a while. We're going to go and take a look at the chart of the dollar. I gotta close some of this stuff. I think I closed something I wasn't supposed to close. Let me see. Load layout. Right, we can glance at the dollar since it was in the. Well, the week isn't starting off very hot, but I am bullish on the dollar. This is my projection of the US dollar. But remember, this is the US dollar versus Western currencies. Not that the BRICS currencies are doing so great. Brazil's doing okay. But you have to realize that all these other currencies, they're worse than the US dollar at the moment. I don't know what are the BRICS currencies or the BRIC countries will eventually get together and create a better currency. I don't know. What I know is that the Western countries, the ones that DXY is measured against, have no ability to turn the Titanic. There is none. The US dollar will rise against shittier fiat currencies that the US dollar is measured against. Now, the US dollar will also likely rise against the BRICS currencies. However, at least there is a chance that the BRIC countries can get together and do something smart. There is a chance. There is absolutely zero chance in hell that the Western countries of European Union, United States, Canada, Australia, and Japan, there is zero chance that these countries are going to get together in one of their G18 meetings and do something smart. That is an impossibility. Okay? I have more faith in shitcoiners than I do in the Western countries getting together and do something economically smart. Now, the Eastern countries in the global South, I have some hope that these countries will get together and do something smart. Maybe even smarter than anything I can come up with, because some of those people are a hell of a lot smarter than I am. All right. So at least there is a chance that the global South and the Western countries will get together. Hey, Bernoulli, I see you listening and watching and commenting. Can you please check my DMs to you on Telegram? Thank you. Anyway, let's get back to the news and then we get back to Bitcoin. VIX hits a 4.5-year low. Wow, that's impressive, actually. Did not know that. China's gold demand hits a record. That is not surprising. That is because China has stopped buying US government bonds and has been selling them, and they have to put the money somewhere. Do you think EU countries will go to war to save themselves? I honestly don't know. We can talk about the EU. I don't know. There are two paths for the EU. One is a path of individual sovereignty. That's where the European Union breaks up. They're going to have to close the borders, right? Because you have some EU countries that think they can house all of Africa, and then you have some EU countries that don't want, people from that have no affiliation to their countries from entering their borders. So honestly, I think the EU will break up and the borders are going to come back. It's going to be crappy traveling through the EU. Maybe a couple of countries will get together. France, Germany, Austria will make one block, and Scandinavia countries will make one block, and East European countries will make a block. So one path is that the Eurozone and the European Union break up, and maybe reconsolidate as smaller groups. And then those smaller groups can have open borders. They can input all the migrants they want, and then other groups may not want to do that. It's really up to them. Okay, that's one path for the European Union. Some of those blocs will be very friendly to Russia. Some of those blocs will be, they'll continue blowing up their own pipeline, with Russia. Who knows, right? That's one path for the European Union. The other path for the European Union is complete World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab, Marxist control. It's like the reincarnation of Lenin and Stalin, where the European Union, maybe one or two countries will get out, like a Hungary. Maybe a Hungary will get out. Maybe Turkey will get out, though they're not really in the European Union. But like a few countries will kind of get out. But the rest, like the core, like 18 countries, will literally be the reincarnation of the Soviet Union. They will have one government. They will have no identity. They will have no gender identity. They're all going to be gender neutral. They'll have no religion whatsoever. It will completely be officially banned. They will have, they'll merge all the cuisines of French and German into one single cuisine. It'll be like a complete Soviet style, like the Soviet Union of Europe, right? The Soviet Europe. Okay, that is another path for the European Union, and I don't know which path Europe is going to take. Okay, now if you think that the Marxist path is crazy, you clearly have not sat in an elementary class in a long time, or early education, right? So the problem is that 98%, 99% of every single teacher from kindergarten to 12th grade is a straight up Marxist. And you may not realize that your kids are Marxist, but they are, because of their education. This is the education in Canada, Australia, America, and the European Union. Okay, that's the problem. And they can just take over the way the Bolsheviks did. Is it coming tomorrow? Probably not. But is it coming in maybe 5 to 10 years? Yes, it's very, very possible. Another option for Europe is the Europeans are outnumbered 2 to 1 of, let's say, people from a different country. I don't want to name countries, but what's happening in that island in Italy is insane. Okay, so that's another possibility, is that like basically your country is being governed by people from another country. That's it. Like you've been outnumbered. You have, I don't know, 8 million Italians in Italy, but 12 million Africans. So is Italy taking on the culture of Africa, or is Italy taking on the historical culture of Italy? Like it's debatable. I think the best path is for the breakup of Europe and for countries to get out as soon as they can. But the problem is every leader in Europe, other than Orban, it comes from the Marxist educational school. And that's the problem. That's your problem. All right, enough Europe tangents. Asian markets fall before central bank decision. Oil inches up due to supply concerns. Oh, we haven't looked at oil prices yet. UK houses prices fall faster since 2009. That makes total sense. The UK has absolutely no idea what the hell they're doing at all. China uses highest FX outflows. Yeah, Chinese economy is also in a little bit of trouble. Robinhood users down 25% from 2021. That's because Robinhood users have grown up from 12 years old to 14 years old, and they now have better options. Robinhood is up there with the fake meat companies as one of my most hated companies, publicly traded companies. Like Robinhood is on the Tone Vays most hated top 10 companies, along with Beyond Meat and Coinbase. There's very few companies that I despise like I do Robinhood. BlackRock. There's very, very few companies that I despise like Robinhood. Robinhood preys on 13-year-olds trading. They claim they don't, but they do. Binance versus SEC hearing at 3 p.m. today. Ooh, that's interesting. Keep an eye on that. U.S. lawmakers advance legislation against the digital dollar. That's not going to go anywhere. Bitcoin facing trendline resistance from June. I got to check that out. Cathie Wood leads. Oh, man, Cathie Wood has made some bad investing choices. So maybe Bitcoin will work out for her. Bitcoin holders reach 50 billion in ETF countries and companies. That's interesting. Binance exchange volume declines. Yeah, not surprised. But exchange volumes are declining everywhere. Bitcoin dealers add longs, asset managers add shorts. Oh, that could be bad. Bitcoin long-term hodlers supply nears all-time high. Well, I think that's always the case. They're always going to go to all-time high. Google Authenticator got hacked. Wow, I actually use it, not because I want to, but because I have to. Some sites force me to use Google Authenticator. I could never stand it. So happy that I'm actually happy they got hacked, because Google should know what the hell they're doing. And I don't use it for anything important. All right, let's move on. Daily Bitcoin chart. This is really good. So I'm not deleting this box yet, but I'm going to move it over. If Bitcoin is to turn around from these moving averages, this is still where I'm looking for a low. This is bad. This is straight up ugly. How the hell do you fly up on a price high while the CMF is showing you a complete and utter disaster? I like to believe that this is going to last, and this is why we have to add a 20% bullish allocation, because I'm only using the moving averages. But this daily chart is terrible. This CMF makes me believe that this move will not break these moving averages. We're going to get rejected by these moving averages before we hit 28,000. This is likely to be a dead cat bounce. We have an MRI top coming in on a daily later this week, and there's a high chance that we're going to reverse, especially if the RSI happens to get to a swing high. The MACD, however, is very bullish, but the CMF is super bearish. This is not the kind of CMF you want to see. You want to see the CMF in reverse. You want to see this area to the left, and you want to see this area to the right. This is as ugly CMF as I have ever seen at a breakout. Like, look at another example. Look right here. Look at July, early July 23. You see how the CMF is making a brand new high over here? And we still had a little bit more to go. But look at this. What a perfect analogy, actually. Look at this day. This is July 13th. You see how the Bitcoin is making a brand new swing daily high? We got a new daily high and we got a new daily close. That should represent more upside. But look at the CMF on July 13th. It's in a negative territory, for God's sakes. Okay. This is no different. This is a disastrous CMF. It's completely diverging. And this should scare you on a daily scale. I'm not buying into this rally. I do have to put a 20% allocation because this is a bit of an automated trade. But trust me, if we make it to 28,000 and the CMF is still in the red, I'm going to probably look to exit as soon as possible and just catch this dead cat bounce. This is a very, very ugly looking situation. Short-term charts looking bullish. GBTC discount is once again slowing down. We're waiting for a true bull market. This is going to go into the 10% range. Let's get to that oil price. Natural gas remains, in a little bit of an uptrend. Would be great once it consolidates at the long-term moving average and then breaks out. Oil. Let's take a look at the price of oil. Let's see if it continues to rise. This is the monthly chart of oil. Oil is looking to close the month the highest in 12 months. We're about the weekly scale. Another up week is starting. It's very likely that the Biden administration continues to buy oil. Let's review the incredible experience of the Biden administration's trading and the concept of buy high and sell low. The Biden administration in the year 2023 sold all of its oil between April and June. So all of June. So April, May, I'm counting on my fingers. April, May, June. That's it. April, May, and June. The 3-month period between April, May, and June is when the US government sold oil. Let's put a box. I don't have a box. Close a box. Need a box. Jesus. Where the hell's the box? There it is. April, May, and June of this year. Here we go. April, the beginning of April. This is where the US government started selling oil. All of April, all of May, all of June. Bam. This is the box where the US government sold America's oil. It's super. So this is where they're selling. And now let's put a box of where they're buying. The US government started buying oil in August, and the box is still going. So let's go to August, the beginning of August. Right here. This is where the US government is buying the oil. I don't know how long they're going to be buying the oil for. So we'll leave it like this, and we'll put it behind the candles. Visible order, send to back. Okay. So this is where the government's buying oil. This is where the government sold oil. So welcome to the new concept of sell low and buy high. Incredible. What moving averages do I use? Well, on a weekly scale, I'm using the traditional moving averages of 20, 50, 200. That's on a long-term scale. Now, on a daily scale, they're different. Over here on a 4-day scale, Consensio, I'm using 3, 9, and 30. This was the best I can do with Consensio. I will be releasing the Consensio's videos. It is 3, 9, and 30. These are my moving averages for Consensio. For the daily, I use 50, 128, and 200. Those are the moving averages that I use on the daily. 50, 128, and 200. All right. Sell low, buy high. Perfect. Let's move on. Gold is not interesting until it breaks to a new all-time high. S&P 500 is not concerning unless it falls below the moving average and below the prior swing low. I still have expectations that the S&P 500 would rally. There was a bullish trade executed on a weekly Arun on February 13th, right here, and this bullish trade continues to make you money. So it's doing well. For me, the bullish trade on the S&P 500 activated in the middle of October, right here, with a weekly MRI buy inside a monthly MRI buy with a reversal candle on a moving average at a trend line, and reversing in October after a extended bear market for a whole year, right? 9 months of downside. This was as perfect of a reversal as you can hope for, and I remain bullish since this day. S&P is rallying a bit today, so that's a good sign. The US yield curve remains extended. Oh, speaking of Twitter, going back to Twitter, we're going to be posting a lot more research. One of the things I did want to point people's attention to was the inverted yield curve. You see here between 2000 and 2022, when the rates dropped to 0, you can see how the short-term rates are 0 and the long-term rates are like 2%. The long-term rates have moved up to 4%, but the short-term rates are now at 5%. That's not normal. I also referenced an article from MSCI, my former employer, MSCI, one of the last companies I worked at on Wall Street. The Bear Stearns job didn't really work out that long. And they talk about whether an inverted yield curve can actually predict a stock market decline. And we're going to explore that article some more and maybe post a Twitter thread whether it does or does not. A few other things we pointed out in this tweet are keep an eye on home builders. Home builders are hitting a critical MRI weekly top, very similar to what they did at the end of 2021 before a significant decline in the home builders. Bitcoin closes the week strong, and therefore there should have been expectation that this week should be a bullish week. It is still only a 1 to 4 weekly dead cat bounce before a potential reversal to new lows. Keep that possibility in mind as well. Ethereum is a brand new 12-week low close on a weekly scale. That is very brutal for Ethereum, and I couldn't be happier. And for those of you that eat steak, you have a problem. And the problem is this. I'm going to go straight to that chart. Where's my chart of cattle? Cattle futures. monthly. This is a new all-time high in the price of cattle. You know, there's reasons for this. Like they're basically killing the cattle because they don't want you eating meat. Bill Gates buying up all the farmland, kicking out cattle ranchers. There's lots of reasons why the price of cattle will skyrocket. They only want the super wealthy eating meat. Peasants shouldn't be eating meat. And last time, I think I have a weekly chart up. Oh, it was a quarterly chart. Sorry. Let's go to a months quarterly chart. You can see there was a huge MRI top back in 2016 on a quarterly cattle futures, reversed on a hammer candle, then reversed with the MRI. And now we've broken it and we have a green star candle. If we do a 6 month, look. Once again, perfect MRI top on a 6 month chart back in 2014. And plenty of room to the upside now. If we do an annual chart, it's disastrous. The price of cattle will likely skyrocket. Cattle might become an endangered species, and enjoy your meat while you can. I'll probably hit up a Brazilian all-you-can-eat place sometime this week before I head off to actual Brazil. So maybe I shouldn't be going to a Brazilian all-you-can-eat place in Panama before actually going to actual Brazil. But I will be in Brazil. I'm going to Brazil later this week. I will be speaking at this conference in Sao Paulo. Also be teaching a trading workshop in Sao Paulo. And after Sao Paulo, I'm going somewhere in Brazil. I just don't know where yet. I don't know how good the meat is in the Philippines. I've been to the Philippines a bunch of times. I don't know. Asian cattle, other than Japan, I don't know. Like when I'm in the Philippines, when I'm in Thailand, I mostly eat fish. They eat chicken a lot, but I don't like chicken. So you're very limited. You're very, very limited. The one problem I have with Asia is meat. Again, other than Japan and Korea. Japan and Korea know their cattle. Southeast Asia, not so much. And they don't do lamb, they don't do goat. Like this is why I prefer the Middle East. Like even in the Middle East, you eat a lot of lamb and a lot of goat. And when I'm in Republic of Georgia, for example, I eat a lot of pork. I'm just not a fan of chicken. And in Southeast Asia, it's not easy. No, not that easy. I have been to Koh Samui. I like it a lot. One day, financial summit in Koh Samui. One day. All right, guys. I think I'm done. This video's lasted long enough. Not sure what else we can talk about. And take a look at some Bitcoin mining stocks. People kept talking about hot 8. Is that here? Yeah, hot. Not looking good. Well, look at that beautiful MRI top. Marathon, not looking good. My favorite bit farms, not looking good. But these are weekly charts. It's not looking bad either. It's okay. Canaan. Oh, Canaan is technically not a miner. CleanSpark. Shout out to CleanSpark, one of the sponsors of the Financial Summit. They're doing okay. Riot? Eh. Have you ever traded derivatives? Yes, literally. I'm an options trader. That's a derivative. I was a futures trader. That's a derivative. I spent more time trading derivatives than I did underlying assets. Most of my time trading was S&P futures, oil futures, gold futures, silver futures, and options on NASDAQ stocks. Whoa, look at this MRI buy here. Incredible. Tone still in all cash. No, 20% bullish allocation. Though I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy about it. I wanted to prove me wrong. I think we're going to reverse. I'm not buying into this rally. I'm buying into the rally because of technical analysis. But from a fundamental perspective, I don't. This CMF is a disaster. Look what happened last time. The last time Bitcoin broke out to a new swing high out of consolidation, the CMF was negative. And look what followed. We are doing the same thing. We are about to break out above the prior swing high, and the CMF is an outright disaster. I don't trust it. I don't trust this rally. There's also lots of moving average resistance. The MRI is going to be this week. I think by end of this week, the top's going to be made. Now, I'm going to trade the chart. I'm not going to trade my opinion. But my opinion is this is a dead cat bounce, and we're going to go back down. That's my opinion. The chart, however, right now is bullish. Hence, I have a bullish trade. Someone's asking for Dollar General. Whoa. People can't even afford dollar stores these days? What the hell? Yeah, I would put it on my radar as well. It has a monthly MRI top. That's interesting. Oh, no, monthly MRI buy. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's on a monthly MRI buy. The weekly MRI buy is coming in later this month or early next month. And the daily MRI buy is going to be a second consecutive. Whoa, I can't believe the stock is this expensive, actually. Yeah, I would have this on my radar as well. It has beautiful support here. On a monthly chart, this is a monthly chart. Maybe on a yearly chart, this would look better. Oh, look at that. Look at that MRI top on a yearly chart. Man, we should be paying attention to Dollar General. Yearly chart had a top, made a little bit of a high with a doji candle last year, and then this year it's an outright disaster. Yeah, I would look at this area like either here at 102 or here at 95. I would look at 102. $102 low could be very good support, especially if it happens on a weekly MRI buy sometime early October. Yeah, very interesting chart. Very interesting. MMA. Not interesting. Not interesting at all. Weekly chart, not interesting. Daily chart, not interesting. Too illiquid, too cheap. It's a penny stock. I wouldn't touch it. I would need this stock to break the MRI resistance line at 35 cents in order for me to pay attention to it. Pi Wagyu is nice. Really? I have not had that. Where are we going next? Base. Phase daily chart. MRI buy. This low has not yet been broken. This does create a bullish trade off the MRI buy. I would need some strength. So let's assume I would be entering a bullish trade. I would enter it right now. And my stop loss would be below the swing low. And my target would probably be either the moving average. That's not a very good risk reward. The MRI resistance line, the following moving average, or just an MRI sell. I did watch the Sean Strickland fight. It was great. I think Israel tanked. I think he bet on a. I think he just bet on Strickland, took the odds, and tanked the fight. Let's see how this works out. Now there is a weekly MRI buy coming in. So if the stop loss gets triggered, I would probably do the trade again at double the amount I did the first time off the MRI weekly buy. JBLU. Beautiful. MRI buy, weekly chart. MRI buy, weekly chart. Let's see if there's a daily inside the weekly. There is not. A few more days. So I would wait till later this week. Could be a beautiful daily MRI buy inside a weekly MRI buy on JetBlue. You know what I think it is? Oh, wow. Nope, I don't know what it is. JetBlue needs to get their shit together. I don't fly JetBlue, but this is disastrous. Look at this break of the lows. Absolutely disastrous. I don't ever remember looking at a JetBlue chart. The moment you break these lows, it's like a shit coin. It's a complete and utter waterfall. This is a dead cat bounce. JetBlue is done. They'll probably get bought out by American Airlines. This is not good. A bit lower, they may have to start declaring bankruptcy. This is really bad for JetBlue. Really bad. Ugly looking. What about American Airlines? Let's see. I fly American Airlines. Yeah, see, a way healthier chart. Significantly healthier. MRI sell, of course, right at the top. MRI buy now. I would rather buy strength. I mean, sure, you can buy JetBlue and wait for a dead cat bounce. Oh my God, look at this MRI buy. Oh, we're gonna put American Airlines in our tweet later today. This is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. But look, it's another higher high. It's higher highs all year long. Slightly higher high, but still a higher high. Sorry, higher low, not higher high. And higher highs. Way healthier chart. Way healthier. Now, what about United? United makes the most money from me. Even healthier than American Airlines. Significantly higher swing low. Also MRI buy. Looks great. But JetBlue looks bad. JetBlue looks historically bad. I mean, this is how you know how the company is doing. You look at their stock. JetBlue is an all-time low. That's an all-time closing low. And 2008, 2009 was, a bit rough for the markets. We're in a bull market right now, not at the end of a bear market. So this is, how do they look quarterly? So they're not that bad quarterly, but they're breaking MRI support. But look, their quarterly closes. I mean, we're talking 2008 financial crisis and the 2011 European debt crisis. So there's no crisis right now. So this is just disastrous. Woke culture, I don't know. Is JetBlue going woke? I mean, you got to Google these things, right? See, that's not good. Diversity, equality, and inclusion. I'm sure. There you go. Major airlines ditching gender uniforms in an attempt to be more inclusive. Good job, JetBlue. Yeah, but they're kind of all. Their citizens are stranded in Afghanistan. It's likely. When this happened? Yep, earlier this year. Go vote, go broke. Perfect. Good job, JetBlue. Good job. That's okay. I have status with American Airlines. I hope they buy them. I hope United buys them, actually. Read the text under the first one. I don't know what that means. JetBlue was among the first to make its uniform hair makeup policy gender inclusive, according to a statement made. Yeah. Yeah.
When our crew members are empowered to be their authentic.
I don't really want it to reform. Good job. Complete list of woke companies. Oh, this seems promising. 1-800-Flowers. Oh, that makes sense. I'm okay with 1-800-Flowers going woke. 23andMe. Yep, that's why you shouldn't use it. 3M. That's weird. ARP. That makes sense. Abercrombie and Fitch. That makes sense. Academy Awards. That makes sense. Absolute Vodka. That does not make sense. AIG, Airbnb stocks rising. Alaska Airlines. It's gonna be a hell of a long list. Jesus Christ. I'm done with this. Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna short it. It's already too cheap. I don't short stocks under 20 bucks, 20, 25 bucks. That's my short cutoff. How's fake meat doing? Terrible. Oh, love it. I still wouldn't buy it. Still wouldn't even touch the Samurai buy. Wouldn't even touch it. Look at that. Look at that. Let's go to weekly. Oh, disastrous. Beautiful MRI sell. Beautiful. MRI buy. Perfect MRI buy. Marks the low. Perfect MRI sell. Doesn't mark the top, but I'd rather sell here than on this candle because the following week you immediately start making money. So this is a way better sell than this is a sell. Like even if you sold up here, selling like even if you sold at 18 or shorted at 18, the short at 16 is better, even though I wouldn't short at 16 because it immediately starts making you money. We can look at Canaan. I don't like wedges. I don't trade wedges. It looks bearish to me. I'd wait for a weekly MRI buy. All right, guys. Thank you all for watching. Please check out the Financial Summit and our YouTube channel, and also Unconfiscatable. I'll see you all on the next one. CMF, very concerning. Very concerning. CMF shouldn't do this on a major breakout. That's not what it should be doing. Should be literally be doing the complete opposite. Okay. CMF should be doing the complete, it should be doing this. See this candle? See CMF breakout? That's what it should be doing. Same thing here. See this candle? See CMF going high? That's what it should be doing. Doesn't mean that it'll always work out, but that's what it should be doing. This is a dangerous situation. Bye, guys.